Alright, we're halfway through 2025, and let me tell you, my reading has been a wild emotional roller coaster. I've got books to share that'll make you want to run to your bookshelf or maybe even hide from it. So grab a drink or a snack, settle in, and let's dive into the mid-year freakout tag. Hi, I'm Ridhima. Welcome to the Old Trunk. Today we're doing the mid-year freakout tag, which is basically my excuse to gush, rant, and maybe overshare about the books I've read so far in 2025. I've got 13 prompts to cover, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump right in. The first prompt reads, Best book you've read so far this year. The best book I've read so far this year, and oh man, this book hit me so hard, is Grief is a Thing with Feathers by Max Potter. Have you read this book? It's like poetry and prose had a baby, and that baby decided to punch you in the soul. It's about a family dealing with loss, narrated partly by a crow, yes, a crow, who's this chaotic mythic figure. Potter's language is so precise yet so raw. It's like he's carving grief into words. I couldn't put it down, and it's still haunting me. If you love books that make you feel and think at the same time, this is a must read. The second prompt reads, Best sequel you've read so far this year. So the best sequel that I've read so far this year is The Cost of Living by Deborah Levy. So it's the second book in her living autobiography series. So on a technicality, for me, this is a sequel. Because up until now, other than this, I haven't read any sequels this year. Now coming to the book, Levy's writing is so sharp, it's like she's dissecting her life with a scalpel. This book is about womanhood, freedom, and rebuilding yourself after everything falls apart. It's intellectual but never pretentious, and I found myself underlining pages upon pages. If you're into memoirs that feel like literature, Levy's your gal. The third prompt reads, New release you haven't read yet but want to. Okay, so a new release I'm dying to read and haven't read up until now is Notes to John by Joan Didion. I mean, it's Didion. Do I need to say more? Her work is always this perfect blend of personal and universal, and I've heard this one's a collection of letters and reflections. I haven't gotten my hands onto it yet, but whenever I do, I'll be saving it for a quiet weekend when I can savor every word of it. Has anyone read it? Let me know in the comments if it's as good as I'm hoping it to be. The fourth prompt reads, Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So, my most anticipated release for the second half of 2025 is We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. So back in the day when I read Bunny by herself, I loved it. I really loved the book, although I've forgotten most of it. So I'll be rereading Bunny in preparation for reading We Love You Bunny. So what I loved about Bunny back then is Awad's got this knack for blending dark humor, satire, and straight up weirdness. I'm obsessed with her culty, unhinged vibe, and I'm counting down the days to see what she does next. The fifth prompt reads, Biggest disappointment of the year. Alright, so let's talk about the tough stuff. My biggest disappointment this year was The Covenant of Water by Abraham Burgess. I know this book has so many fans and I wanted to love it. Verghese' writing is lush and multi-generational story set in India sounded right up my alley. But it felt just bloated as I couldn't connect with the medical explanations. It's rare for me to slog through a book, but this one was a struggle. Anyone else feel this way or am I alone on this one? The sixth prompt reads Biggest Surprise. So, on the flip side, the biggest surprise was Ghost Wall by Sarah Moss. I picked this up on a whim and wow, it floored me. It's a slim novel about a teenage girl on an archaeological reenactment in rural England. But it's so much more. Think toxic family dynamics, class, and this creeping sense of dread. Moss packs so much into like 130 pages. It's taut, unsettling, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. If you love quiet books that scream, check this one out. The seventh prompt reads Favorite new author, debut, or new to you? So, my favorite new author is Otessa Moshfegh. I read Lapona and then My Year of Rest and Relaxation this year, and both were just chef's kiss. Moshfegh's got this dark, fearless style. She doesn't shy away from the grotesque or the uncomfortable, but it's so human. Lapona is this medieval fever dream, and My Year is like a middle finger to social norms. And I love an unhinged woman. I'm officially a stan and I need to read everything by her. The seventh prompt reads Newest fictional crush. So I'm going to be real with you. I don't have one. I don't need one. My partner is better than any fictional men out there. And I'm perfectly happy with him. Sorry, book boyfriends, you can't compete with the real deal. But if you have a fictional crush, do mention him in the comments. I'm curious. The ninth prompt reads Newest favorite character. Okay, for this I have two. The first one being Bill Furlong from Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan and Willem from A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Bill is this quiet, decent man who faces a moral dilemma, and his understated courage just got me. Willem, on the other hand, is so kind, loyal, in a book that's brutally sad. Both of them felt so real, like I could meet them in real life. Keegan and Yanagihara know how to craft characters that stick with you. The 10th prompt reads Book that made you cry. A book that made me tear up was A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I mean, come on, this book is a gut punch. Yanagihara doesn't hold back on the trauma, but it's the moments of love and friendship that really got me. I was reading it on the couch, sniffling, and my partner was like, "Are you okay?" No, I was not okay, but it's such a beautiful book. If you've read it, you know. The 11th prompt reads Book that made you happy. I usually read very sad books, coming to terms with life kind of books, and none of them are really very happy books. But one book that made me chuckle along the way was, now this one's a chunker, so A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth. So this chunky Indian family saga is warm and funny, and Seth's humor sneaks up on you. The 12th prompt reads The most beautiful book you've bought or received. So I haven't bought any book recently. A little story time. I had a very tattered, almost falling apart copy of The Belja by Sylvia Plath, because I lugged it around with me all through my college years. So, some time ago, my partner gifted me this beautiful edition of The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really shiny and golden. It's a beautiful hardcover of The Bell Jar, and I reread it this year. And Plath's writing is as sharp and heartbreaking as ever, and having it in such a pretty edition just made it special. The 13th and the last prompt reads books you need to read by the end of the year. Finally, the books I need to read by the end of 2025. So, where do I start? My TBR is a monster. Although I am a mood reader, so I don't plan through and through, but still, I've got a few that I'd like to mention. Okay, so let's get started. The first one is Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. Then we've got Permafrost by Eva Balthazar. Then Boulder by Eva Balthazar. Mammoth by Eva Balthazar again. And then I'll be rereading Bunny to prep up for We Love You, Bunny. Then there's This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno. Then this one, it's 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Then we've got a chunker, Shantaram by Gregory David Roberts. And last but not the least is Beloved by Toni Morrison. And that's just the start. My goal is to tackle as many as I can without losing my mind. What's on your TBR? Do leave in the comments. Wow, that was a lot, but I had so much fun freaking out about these books. 2025 has been a stellar reading year so far, and I can't wait to see what the second half brings. Let me know in the comments what's your best book of the year so far. Any disappointments? If you enjoyed this tag video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and hit that bell so that you don't miss my next upload. Check the description for links to buy the books. And apart from the books that I want to read this year, there are detailed reviews of all the books mentioned in this tag on my channel. So I'll be linking them down in the description too. Please be sure to watch them. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay happy. Thanks for watching. Lots of love. Bye-bye.